a founder and head of Shanghai International MBA of Tongji University. Was actually the first international MBA program in Shanghai. So, Professor Schirman is on the trip from Italy. Now he's on the trip from Italy back to Israel. So he just recorded a video. So I would like to share with you his speech by video.
We are united. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are united today to discuss the development and deepening of Sino-Israeli relations. The Israel-China IGUD is a good example of a people-to-people organization that contributes to these relations. I personally have been involved in the past 22 years in the collaboration between institutes of higher learning among our countries. I participated actively from 1999 in the creation of a joint MBA program with Tongji University in Shanghai for the professionalization of Chinese students in management and international business. I am now the head of a new program to be launched in 2022 at the initiative of the East China Normal University, that is Haifa University strategic partner in China. It will offer Chinese engineers and scientists an opportunity to acquire in Haifa, along with Israeli engineers, knowledge and skills in the management of technological projects and research and development programs. Indeed, for China-Israel relations to develop and deepen, the first condition is a better understanding and knowledge by both populations of each people's culture, history, and possibly also language. In the present era of offensive attacks against China in Western countries, I would like to stress the importance in Israel of the acquaintance with, sympathy for, and appreciation of the Chinese people and its culture. This is why Friends of Israel in China and the Chinese authorities need to invest efforts and capital in projects aimed at increasing significantly the awareness of the Chinese reality by Israelis. Many such projects should be launched, or their existing scope and financing should be increased. And let me give you a certain number of examples of such initiatives. Helping create or strengthen courses and platforms for the teaching of Mandarin at all levels of the Israeli education system. Generous scholarships to Israeli students for study trips in China, or for pursuing their studies in Chinese universities. Attractive invitations to Israeli lecturers and researchers and Chinese lecturers and researchers to teach and do research sometime in the other country. Offering paid internships to Israeli students in Chinese technological corporations. Opening more Israeli studies centers in China and inviting Israelis to meet more Chinese students. Encouraging and financing Chinese universities to offer study trips in Israel to their students. These are just a few examples of what can be done in the academic field. There is a need for the leaders of both our countries, on both rims of Asia to enlarge the dialogue and design a multi-year plan of comprehensive collaboration. And this is what the Solomon Forum can help convince people in both countries to do. Thank you for your attention.
Well, I'd like to first and foremost like to say a huge thank you to you.
Thank you, Professor Schirman. And next speaker is David Sultan. Sultan is actually an Arabic king. Funny, it's funny enough. The lots of Israeli people also named after Sultan, the surname. Okay, so David Sultan, please share with us your vision and opinions about the future education and talent training. Number one talent and the number one education is it's a global education in the IT training. They have very unique system and approach to train engineers. So David will give us some insights on the future. Okay.
Hello, can
David,
you
so can you open your camera and share with your conclusion?
Actually, I've started the video, but I still have the previous screen.
You want to share
so I can share my screen, but I can't because it's
Oh,
said that someone else is sharing.
David.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. So first of all, dear Benjamin and dear everyone, we're very pleased to be able to speak today at this very important forum. We're speaking today about not only the future of education, but about how the high-tech industry can need to rethink its talent growth model, and how some Israeli and French people are contributing to it. And we hope to be able in the very near future to expand our activities to China. So let me share a few things about our belief and how we want to really disrupt the talent digital talent industry. So we are 01 Talent. We want to create equal opportunities for 1 million aspiring coders of all backgrounds. And that's very important. You'll see that in a minute, by breaking down two very significant barriers of cost and access to digital education, to create not only digital education opportunities, but more importantly, world-class tech jobs. We've been all over the world. We've seen that there are so many training centers, universities, and education solutions, but you know why? There are too many unemployed graduates, and the tech industry is suffering from a lack of digital talent. Today, in the world, we estimate that there's a shortage of 4.5 million software developers, and that's just a short assumption made by the World Bank. And we see that the universities are not coping because most of the time they're expensive. They're open to only people who have already some academic background. So it's a very tough barrier. We have also there on the market, there's also on-campus coding schools, which also are expensive, and they are targeted at people who already have some coding knowledge, and they just teach some static additional knowledge. That's the case of many on-site boot camps, but also the online boot camps, which are suffering from a very low completion rate. I think it's been estimated in the US at about 7% of completion. So it doesn't solve the issue. So that's why we believe that there's a market opportunity for something that is accessible and very high quality education model that is tied to employment. And because what we believe above everything is that the digital transformation rush that we are all experiencing today is calling for a massive development of digital skills and reversing the angle of the talent growth. So we believe that talent are evenly distributed, but unfortunately opportunities aren't. And we believe that coding can rebalance this situation. Coding is not an activity for scientists, it's a creative process. And we know that there are artists all over the world. And I'm pretty sure that in China, you have the best artists in the world. And we don't need any scientific knowledge to get there. And last but not least, and it is our uniqueness, we base our pedagogy on collective intelligence. You know, the Hebrew and Jewish concept of yeshiva, where you have pupils, learners learning together, most of the time without master, without a rabbi, but you know, doing what we call the pilpul, exchanging ideas, arguing between each other, so that together they can create more intelligence and they can create they can find solutions to the problem. That's exactly what we're doing on our campuses, and we deploy very large campuses of about 250 people to 1,000 people, which are teacherless and that are linked to a talent agency to employ people after once they finish their 2 years of curriculum, and it's tied also to a digital reskilling center, because the future education doesn't go only for the initial training, but it's also very important to upskill, reskill current professional workforce. And so that's how we build what we call our centers of collective intelligence that will seed and boost the local tech ecosystem with top digital talent. I just wanted to show you a picture of one of our campuses in Nur Sultan in Kazakhstan, where you see that it's very telling, because the learners are standing, sitting alone or in groups. It's a very lively, very vibrant studying environment. There's no teachers, there's no grade, but I can tell you these guys are the best coders. They've learned, and it's a great outsourcing model, because they've learned in Kazakhstan, in Nur Sultan, and now they work from Kazakhstan for companies in Japan or in Singapore. So you see that it's a very flexible employment model. I will not go over all the slides because I know that Benjamin gave me about 5 minutes. I just want to show you something that is very, very important. We're creating economic value by creating, of course, some skill sets, but we're also having a great impact. As I said, our main objective is to create jobs. With one Zone 01, one center of collective intelligence of 250 students, we're able to create almost 2,000 jobs in 10 years. So just imagine the potential of a campus of 1,000 learners per year. It has a potential of 10,000 new jobs in high tech in 10 years. Just that would solve 2/3 of the issue of the shortage in Israel, which is evaluated at 15,000. We're growing fast because from our first campus in Kazakhstan 2 years ago, we've grown to 11 campuses in France, UK, Estonia, Kazakhstan. We're opening Finland next week, and we have a very strong pipeline of projects on 3 continents, and including Asia, of course, including China, where we believe that there's huge potential for our solutions. We're partnering with school operators, with education specialists. We're partnering with very large NGOs and IT companies, and we're partnering also with scale-ups, with startups, scale-ups, and corporates who are in dire need for more digital education, more digital talent, and they see the lack of digital talent as the #1 barrier to growth. And that's how we build. We start with the skills that build projects, that build business, and that brings economic vitality to the geographies, to the places where we set up operations. And we believe that it's a huge opportunity for those who want to transform their digital education by looking at a totally different angle from anyone. Let's not look at those who already have the knowledge. Let's look at those who have the potential. Give them the tools, give them the will to come and learn together and build this collective intelligence together, so that then they can be the leaders of the next revolution in IT and the next digital talent of tomorrow. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, David. Thank you. In my opinion, 01 education and 01 talent is the